How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal, and today we're going to talk about a video game that I have been beefing with for most of my life, since I was a wee little animal. Now, this game isn't inherently a bad video game. Actually, a lot of people like this game a lot. Problem is, first impressions are important, and when I rented this game, yeah, remember back in the day you could go to a video store, a place called the video store, where they had movies and video games, and you could rent video games from that video store. Anyway, I'm dating myself. This whole thing is dating myself, never mind. I went and rented this game, and they didn't have a manual. Most instances they didn't have a manual because people would keep the manuals, or they wouldn't just give you the manual without asking. But they didn't have the manual for this game. I rented it. I sat down with it. Didn't know what was happening. I was confused. I was frustrated. I didn't touch this game again for several years. I revisited it while I was working at a video game store that had a copy. Tried it out. Still didn't know what was going on because, again, no manual. It wasn't until I was well into adulthood that I figured out what was going on in this game. And it's not a bad video game, y'all. It's actually good. But I was so frustrated at that point that I just didn't care. The beef was still gonna cook. But this game should not be... I should not hold this game to the fire for the sins of those who stole the manuals from the video store. Today, we're going to take a look at Robowarrior. So, in Robowarrior, you play as an android who comes to an alien world that was set up by humans because the humans were worried that they were tearing up the earth, and so they needed another place for humans to go. And it got taken over by aliens. And so they send a cyborg to this planet to take out the aliens. And this game has a lot of things that I like. Aliens and a sci-fi storyline and bombs and all that good stuff. So I should have liked this game. But this game is actually an offshoot of the Bomberman series. It was developed by Hudson and was released here in the States away from any type of Bomberman branding. This game is basically if Bomberman was a Zelda game. And that's cool. But there's some things that frustrated me about it, and still do to an extent. Your health bar is constantly draining. So time drains your health bar, and contact with enemies drains your health bar. You have to find energy tanks to constantly refill your health bar. You have a limited number of bombs to start. If you don't know what you're doing and you run out of bombs, you're kind of stuck, because one of the things you need is you need bombs to progress through this game, because you have to blow up everything to make a path through the game world. There are darkened areas where you need lanterns and lamps and candles and whatnot to light your path. You don't know that. You just don't know. There's a lot going on that isn't explained, and it leaves the gamer lost. And that's why I was so frustrated with this game. But Robowarrior, or by its original name, Bomber King, isn't a bad video game in and of itself. A save feature would have been great. If you kill enemies, you can get more bombs, so that's always a plus. Items are plentiful. If you blow up enough stuff, you'll find the stuff you need to progress through the game. Again, it's just a matter of knowing these things out the gate. And myself and a lot of other gamers did not know what was going on, and that's why this game just isn't popular, because nobody knew what was happening. Problem is, it's actually a good game, and we gave it a hard time. But if Hudson would have not just left us out here in the dark with this game with the vague play mechanics, would have liked it a lot more. Yeah. Now, if you want a copy of Bomber King or Robowarrior, whichever one, loose carts. I've seen loose carts go for as low as $1. Average price about between $5 and $10 for a loose cart. Some creep up a little bit more than that, but yeah, Robowarrior is worth the time of anyone who likes a good adventure game. It's a fun little experiment. It's a fun little drift away from the standard Bomberman fare. Just know what you're getting into when you try this game out, because I don't want anybody else to be beefing with this game like I was. Also, I'm sorry, Robowarrior. You didn't deserve my wrath. You should have told us what you were from the beginning, though. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow.
8-Bit Animal.
Tomorrow. You know, Tengen really did not do right by Joe Musashi at all.